Hey everyone, I thought I would show you a magazine that I get that many of you may be interested in. It is called Bookmarks, and it comes out every other month, I believe. This is the newest edition, and it is the January-February 2011. And it really has some really interesting things that go on in it. It is in essence mostly book reviews, and a lot of the reviews and things are given by readers or the actual editors of the magazine itself. As you can see, they go through several genres, like along the side of the page at the bottom here. You see literary, crime, which is true crime, I believe, science fiction. Can't quite read that. Can't quite read that one there. But anyway, you can see they go along science, history, and let's see if I can see that closer here. Biography and general nonfiction. So I thought at one time they had young adult in here too. It's possible that some of the other magazines, like maybe the January, February has young adult in it, and you understand what I'm saying, that each magazine might be a little bit different on what they cover. I know they always cover literary, and probably the general nonfiction in each one. But it's just really a neat magazine. They usually cover one author, and this author, this month anyway, let's see if I can find him. Yeah, they're covering Theodore Dreiser, who was an author 1871 to 1945, and some of his most famous novels, Sister Carrie, Jenny Gerhardt, The Financier, that was written in 1912, An American Tragedy, written in 1925, and I believe that is one of his most famous novels. I believe I can get these selections all in the Library of America volumes, which I'm a subscriber to, and I want to show you some of those books someday. I have upwards of about 77 of them now, and they cover just a whole range of American authors, all the way up through the current day. Not everybody, but those authors that are still alive, for example. They want a lot of money for the copyright and these types of things. So only a few authors are live authors are letting them print their novels and books and writings within the Library of America. So I know that Philip Roth has several Library of America volumes out, and he's still writing today. But anyway, so I just thought I'd show this a little bit to you. Like one of the major articles in this particular magazine is coming of age novels, as you can see there. Let me pull it back a little bit. And what this article does is it goes through early 20th century, and it shows, tells you some of the novels that were popular in the early 20th century, like A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. I know many people have probably heard of that novel, written in 1943 by Betty Smith. I want to read that one. The Adventures of Augie March by Saul Bellow, 1953. And these are stories about the Great Depression. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, looks like about 5 of them that were written during the Great Depression, or written about the Great Depression, even though they were written later. Like To Kill a Mockingbird is in here, for example. That was written in 1960, but it is set back in that time of the time age of the Depression there. Then it goes through books that are written about 1940s and World War II. Let's see what else they got. The 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and 2000 to the present. A book that maybe many people have heard of by now, the story of Edgar Sawtelle, is featured in here, and it gets actually 4.5 stars. That's pretty high there. And then they have a small section of the near future, A Clockwork Orange, which by Anthony Burgess, which I've never read. I'd like to read that book. And Lord of the Flies, of course, which I'm sure many people have read. I have not, but I will someday. So it's just a really interesting magazine. And so, like you can see here where they're let's see if we can get this correct, because I can't see what you're seeing. Like, for example, The Elephant's Journey. They have the 4 stars at the top, and they just go through and tell you what it's about a little bit. And I don't think they really ruin the story like for you. And then they have some things of like what The Guardian thought about it, the Boston Globe, and that. So you get a good feel before you spend your hard-earned cash about what a book is about, and why people are liking them, and why some of the critics in these different magazines and newspapers are liking them. So basically it goes through, once again, literary, crime, science fiction, general nonfiction, biography, history, and science. So, like I say, I really thought, they did have a young adult at one point, but that I know many of you would be interested in. But I don't see it in this particular issue. So anyway, I thought maybe you might like that. There again, it's Bookmarks Magazine. Comes out every other month. You should be able to get this at Barnes & Noble. I actually subscribe to it. So I don't believe it was a terribly expensive magazine either to get. So just thought maybe you'd enjoy it. See ya.